Welcome back. This is the third lesson recording for IM1, April 13th, 2021. So now it's your turn to tell me the different types of transformation that we have been talking about a lot up to now. So when you see this image, okay, so the original is the girl on the top, and after the transformation, it's the bottom image. Okay, so it went from the top to the bottom. So what's going on here? What sort of transformation is it? Is it translation, rotation, or reflection? What's happening to this shape? It looks like it is just sliding down. The orientation is still the same because the girl is just looking up, and the shape and size is everything is the same. So what sort of transformation is it? It is translation. What about this one? Okay, so the original is the image on the left, and after transformation is the image on the right. Okay, so it went from left image to the right image. So what's going on? Well, it looks like the shape and the size is the same, but the orientation has changed. Here the white leaf is pointing downwards, but now the white leaf is pointing to the left. Okay, so the orientation has changed. Is it translation, reflection, or rotation? Okay, which one is it? What do you think? Tell me in private chat. The correct answer is rotation. It's as if there is a point of rotation somewhere about here, and you are moving it in clockwise from here to there. Okay, so making a circle. It's making a circle, just like the rotation transformation that we saw. All right, then what about this one? We have the original here, and this is after the transformation. It went from left to right. What do you think is happening? Well, looking at it here, the shape is the same, the size is the same, so it is a transformation, but the location is different, and also orientation has changed. That means this is not a translation, so it's either reflection or rotation. Okay, so which is it? Well, looking at this side, looking at this edge, it goes from top, goes into the shape, out, into the shape, and out. Here, it goes into the shape, out, into the shape, out, into the shape, out. So this side corresponds to this side. The right-hand side corresponds to the left-hand side in this case. So if it was a rotation, it would be right-hand side should correspond to the right-hand side, but it's not doing that. Right-hand side corresponds with the left-hand side of this sort of lightning strike, lightning bolt. Okay, so this is not rotation, but it's as if there is a mirror put in right there, mirror line right there, or line of reflection. So this is a reflection. Okay, what about this one? The heart on the left is the original, and the heart on the right is the image. That is the case. What sort of transformation has caused the heart on the left to become heart on the right? Well, this is a tricky one because this shape is symmetrical, there's actually two different answers. Okay, there are two different ways you could have created the original to map into the image here. The first is rotation, as if there was a point of rotation right here, about here, and it is being rotated about this point. So it's going from left to right. Another is if you have a line of reflection right across here, then it would also map onto like so. And so this is a reflection as well. Okay, now we're going to be focusing on translation, and in particular, we're going to do it on the corner plane because that makes our lives a whole lot easier. When you're doing this, some helpful tips is that each point moves the same amount. Each of the point the vertices or any point moves the same amount. And with translation, it can translate each vertex, then reconstruct the shape, and you can translate each side separately, and then when done, verify visually the shape size and orientation are the same. So to practice that, you are going to be working on card number 14 to 19 of the Desmos. Here we go. So now we are trying to translate this triangle A, B, C, and we want to translate it 4 units to the right and 3 units up. Okay, so conveniently it is on the corner plane. That makes our lives a whole lot easier rather than using the tracing paper. And translation is pretty easy to do if you have an image on the corner plane, because we can translate each of the vertices. So for example, let's pick the point A, okay? And if I move the point A 4 units to the right, that means that's going to get me, I am going to move 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the right and 3 units up. So that's 1, 2, 3. So the new location of A will be right here. This is what used to be A. This is what is the A. Okay, and then we can move B separately. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 up. And so this is going to be what used to be B. We call that B prime. The new put point we call the A prime and B prime right there. And then again, we can do the C separately, and you do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 separately, and 4 to the right and 3 up. And that's going to be my new C prime. So that corresponds to A, B, C of the original shape. So then if I was to draw the shape and connect the points, I'm going to use the line tool and then draw it from B, join from B to C, like so, and then C to A right there. And that's my transformed image. The green is the transformed image of the blue. And you can tell that this is the new image by the notation A prime, B prime, and C prime here. Another way you could have done, instead of moving each of the point, is to move just one point like A, and then figure out where is the B relative to A. B is from A, it's 5 units to the right and 1 up. So what I could have done is, after I've created A, I can go from the new A 5 units to the right and 1 up, and that would be my B prime. Okay, so you can find the relative position and do that, or you can move each of the points separately. Certainly finding the relative position is easier. And so here is a quick lesson. Okay, so this is what you should have created in card number 14. When the vertices of the triangle ABC are translated, the resulting vertices are labeled A prime, B prime, and C prime respectively, just like I've explained. Okay, the coordinates of the original triangle A is -5, -2, and now the new point for A or A prime is 0, 1, and these are the coordinates of the new versus the old. Okay, since each x coordinate became +4, okay, -4 became -5 became 0. Okay, there is an error here. It didn't. I created an error. Yeah, this should be -4, -2. Okay, so -4 became 0, 1 became 5, and 0 became 4. What happened to the x coordinate? It increased by 4. What happened to the y-coordinate? Y went from -2 to 1, -1 to 2, -5 to -2. What happened to the y? It increased by 3. Okay, where do you see 4 and 3? That's from the rule. The translate 4 units right and 3 units up. So 4 units to the right is moving x to the left and right is the x coordinate. Up and down is the y coordinate, right? So moving to the right is the positive direction. So we are adding 4 to the x. Moving up is y is increasing as you go up. So we are adding 3 to the y as well. Okay, so we can rewrite the transformation rule of translate 4 units right and 3 units up as x comma y becomes x plus 4, y plus 3, like so. Okay, so this is a new notation for writing the rule. You can write it in words like so, or you can write it in mathematical notation like here. This is just for translation. Okay, so this is when you're shifting. Okay, so next card is asking you to translate 5 units left and 4 units down. Okay, so I'm going to get a new color so that it is easy to tell which it is. And please use the notation. So I can pick one of the points. So if I pick O here, I can translate 5 units left, so I can move 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the left, and 4 units down, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is my new O prime. Okay, and then from here I can figure out the relative position of n. N is 1 to the right and 1 up, so that means it's right here. That's going to be my n prime. And where is L? That is going to be 1 to the left and 1, 2, 3, 4 up. So 1 to the left from O and 1, 2, 3, 4 up. And this is my L prime, the new L. And the M is from L, 2 to the right and 1 up. So M prime is going to be right here. Now that I have all the vertices, I can join them by using the line tool. And once you have done that, again, you should confirm that visually they look like the same size and same orientation and same size and orientation and same shape. Okay, so my translation looks good. Rewrite the transformation rule using the transformation notation. It says that 5 units left. Okay, when you're talking about moving left to right, we're talking about x being changed, right? So x is what's going on with x? Moving to the left means we are going to be moving the negative direction. So instead of plus 5, we are going to be subtracting 5 here. And here, 4 units down. Moving down means we're going towards the negative direction in the y. The vertical position is changing by 4, but it's decreasing by 4. Okay, because look at the number line or the y-axis, the going downward is negative direction. And you're going to submit it. Okay, number 17, now we're going backwards. We have 2 images. How do you know which is the original and which is the new? You look at the prime notation. Do you see that D here and D prime? That means the green is the new image from the D. Okay, so the green shape is the new, blue is the old. What's going on? The D has moved to the left by 1 and 1, 2, 3 up by 3. So I should write the rule is translate 1 to the left and 4 up. and you would, so that's my notation.